Friends with Kids, which is a bit like watching a Bridesmaids reunion sometimes, because there's John Hamm, Chris O'Dowd, Kristen Wiig, Maya Rudolph, written, directed by and starring Jennifer Westfield, who wrote Kissing Jessica Stein. The story is that her and Adam Scott are they're BFFs, best friends forever, okay? And they have other friends, and their other friends are also, you know, fun, funky people, but then their other friends have kids, and they, as friends, observe these couples that they know and love changing as a result of having kids. Here's a clip.
We don't know those people. Those people are mean and angry and...
Mean?
When did that happen?
I don't know. When they're kids.
Oh, come on, it doesn't make you mean.
Maybe it does.
We got a couple more. No, come on. It can't be that. It can't be just that. I mean, it's hard. Yeah, it's got to be hard.
Sure.
It's, you know, you go through pregnancy and it's stressful and you're fat and cranky and I get that.
Of course.
But I'm sorry. That's what you signed on for.
Yes, you did.
They both knew going in that it was going to be for 9 or 10 months.
I know, right?
But then you get a great kid at the end. Like Cole.
I know, the having the kid part's exciting and great.
Miracle of life. People bring gifts.
You got visitors, the in-laws, everyone's around. People bake things and knit little hats.
Yeah. Well, then after all the hoopla, nobody sleeps for, what, like a year?
Yeah, a year or two.
Right. That'll make you mean.
So what happens is they decide that they both want to have a child, but they're not going out with each other because they're just BFFs, you know? They're just friends. And
people actually call it, will you be my BFF?
Apparently. Honestly, it's totes emotion, dead amaze.
Really?
Yeah.
Will you be my BBFC? Does that work? No, probably not.
I'll be your R18. Moving on. So what happens is they decide that they will have a child together because then they can share the parenting, but they won't have any of the problem of the child breaking up their relationship because they don't have a relationship. And all their friends go, oh, what a stupid idea, because their friends sort of secretly envy what it is that they're doing. And then they have the child. But then, of course, there is the question, the When Harry Met Sally question, which was, you know, can they carry... Incidentally, the, you know, really, really sad news of the passing of Nora Ephron, which is very quickly... I did a documentary about Nora Ephron for Radio 2 way back in the 90s. She said the most brilliant thing was we were talking about the way in which she worked as a director, and she said, I'll tell you, the whole... People always talk about this thing about, you know, being a woman in the film industry and being married. She said, I'll tell you the difference. She said, the way I run my set is this. People turn up at 9 o'clock, they go home at 5 o'clock, they're nice to each other and they're polite. I don't see any reason why movie sets can't be run like that. It's complete nonsense. You know, people have commitments and stuff to do, so we turn up, we work. We all work very hard, we eat properly, and then we go home at 5. And I have never seen any evidence that you can't make a movie in that way.
That sounds great.
It's brilliant. Anyway, so, what, in the case of this... What you get sounds like it might be a really toe-curlingly contrived setup. In fact, it's a lot funnier than I expected it to be. I laughed for, you know, a good portion. I certainly passed the 6 laugh test quite easily. It sort of gets lost about 2/3 of the way through when it kind of starts addressing the When Harry Met Sally problem, and it's at its best when it's doing the depiction of the friends' lives being ripped apart by, you know, the changing nature of their life when they're suddenly having to deal with unbelievable tiredness and the fact that, you know, that you smell of sick for 6 months, whatever it is. And that stuff is quite well done. And there are laughs, and I did laugh pretty consistently all the way through that. It's no work of genius, but for 2/3 of it, it does work. And although you can see the end coming like a steam train, like, you know, train arriving at a station in all that time back, it still just about gets away with it, and I thought it was, you know, kind of good fun. It's not up there, it's not in the same calibre as Bridesmaids, but many of the performers in it are from Bridesmaids, and actually I like them very much, so it's perfectly fine to be in their company.